Steel Poddable.
Other teams might as well buy their tickets to Cancun now because the Celtics are on the path to ban on 19. With us on this journey are JT, Sam Packer, Brian, Rob, and Sean. So I'm gonna need you all to buckle in because this pod's gonna be a wild ride.
Steel Poddable, Steel Poddable. The Boston Celtics, Steel Poddable, Steel Poddable.
I've never seen anyone lose their season 2 years in a row.
A psychosexual celebration of the Boston Celtics. It's not a celebration at all, folks. That sucked.
What you can't hear right now, probably, is that there's a massive "Let's Go Knicks" chant, and the Knicks bench is being surrounded by a bunch of Knicks fans having a great time. This sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awful. I'm Sam Jam Packer. That's Sean Gauthier. This is the Poddable post-game show. Celtics lose game 2 to the New York Knicks in pretty much the exact same way they lost game 1. They get a 20-point lead in the towards the end of the third quarter. The Knicks go on a run to kind of cut it to 12-ish to start the fourth. Then the Celtics just stopped making shots. They did not have a field goal until Jason Tatum had a dunk in the final seconds. They did not have a field goal for basically 8 minutes straight. And so what was an 84-70 lead, a 14-point lead, quickly dwindled away when Mikal Bridges just decided to show up and start making shots in the mid-range, and he had 14 points in the fourth quarter. And it just was shitty. And it's like they got good looks. Like Al Horford had a wide open 3 in the quarter. He missed it. Jason Tatum had a wide open 3 in the corner. He missed it. Derek White, I thought, had a pretty solid look at a 3. He missed it. Jaylen Brown had a pretty good look at a 3. Things were like fine. And then it just kind of started to tense back up. It gets to like, they're up 4, and then the offense just completely shits the bed. Jason Tatum, I don't know what he's doing out there. He just had another bad game. I hope he's injured, but I don't understand his performance from him. 13 points from him on 5 of 19. I thought the Celtics were very strong for 3 quarters. They were doing the formula of like, we're going to win this with defense. And then if you have offense that bad, it's just going to bleed into the bad defense. And Mikal Bridges goes on a run, but it's just like you give up that many. If you're just not scoring that much in the fourth quarter, there's no chance you're going to win this game. They score 17 points in the fourth quarter. It's just ugly, ugly basketball. And I'm dumbfounded because it just doesn't, there's such a better team than this.
There's now, I'm listening to you, Packer, but I keep getting distracted by the terrible noises behind me. I'm now hearing a Knicks in 4 chant happening behind me. So
there's nothing worse than a New Yorker with some confidence. There's some adjustments made tonight. I thought the Celtics did a better job. They were not as 3-point happy as they were in game 1. Obviously, in game 1, they take 63s. Here, they only take 43s, but again, same thing. They shoot 25%. I thought Jaylen Brown did a better job getting to the paint. I thought Derek White did a better job getting to the paint. I thought Drew Holiday did a better job getting to the paint. Jason Tatum just was nowhere to be seen tonight, really, on the stat sheet, but they had this 14-point lead with 8 minutes and 27 seconds shot left, and all they had to do, they lost the game by 1. If they make 1 bucket in that time, this is they're going back. They needed this game. And then let's talk about the final possession. Joe Mazzulla has a timeout in his pocket, 12 seconds left. You can set something up, or you can let Jason Tatum do whatever the hell Jason Tatum did on that last play, and it just turned into nothing. And I think they're crediting Bridges with a block. It wasn't a block because Jason Tatum was trying to pass the ball and throw a grenade to Jaylen Brown with 2 seconds left. I just don't understand why you don't call a timeout there.
Call timeout. go up, draw a foul, do something, anything other than what that was. Like,
they just called a timeout on the previous possession and generated a great look for Jason Tatum, a dunk at the rim. You created a lot of space. I just don't. I know Joe Mazzulla is always like the guys can play through it, but it feels like you have an opportunity there to like draw something up and guarantee yourself you're getting the look that you want, whereas you're just relying on Jason Tatum in that moment, who's clearly not having a great game. And Joe Mazzulla like switched up the rotation for Jason Tatum in this game. I don't know if it was like trying to get him going, but normally he's the guy who plays the whole first quarter and the entire fourth quarter. Here he sat out for like kind of the start of the lack of offense in the fourth quarter. They sat out for basically three and a half full minutes in the fourth, which I'm just not used to Jason Tatum doing. But when he comes back in, the Celtics are still up 10 with 5 minutes left to play. And then JB's like lackadaisical on the board, gives up Josh Hart offensive rebound. That goes to Brunson. He knocks down the shot. But then even after that, they generate a wide open look for Jason Tatum in the corner, and he missed a three. After that, they generate a wide open look for Jaylen Brown at the top of the key, and he makes a three. And it's like Al Horford he actually passed up an open look earlier like drive in. It's like I'd rather actually have Al taking that shot because he's not exactly a 2-point dandy. And so it seems like the thing, like, and you were in there. When could you tell everything was going to shit and like the whole collective crowd, the sphincters were getting tight?
There was I don't remember what the score was, but there was a moment where I think it was Jalen Brunson taking free throws, and I start hearing there was a big Knicks contingency over here behind the Knicks bench, and when I started hearing the "Let's Go Knicks" chant being drowned out by boos instead of by a "Let's Go Celtics" chant, I knew it was over. And they kept doing that to the point where Jason Tatum was taking free throws and "Let's Go Knicks" starts up and people booed instead of "Let's Go Celtics" sing. And yeah, it was. I knew it was over. And the energy in here, other than that, like that stretch where the Celtics were up, literally like went up, like with the second they went up 18, we had some excitement in here, but it's been just like tense, uncomfortable fan energy in here all game.
Yeah, I mean it was a tense game. It felt like the Celtics still just only 10 threes, and so it felt like every time they missed a three, there was just kind of everyone could kind of sense, oh fuck, this is happening again. Yeah. I mean things changed. I thought Kristaps Porzingis, he was a -9 in his minutes, but he certainly came in the fourth quarter and gave a like solid knockdown of three. I think he had 8 points, like gave him what you needed. He's still battling an injury. But like the pick and pop game's not there. Pritchard, I thought it was a little three happy, but he still knocked down three. But he took 9 of them. Cornette was solid in his minutes. I thought he had some good moments, but it's just like when you don't score for 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, you don't deserve to win a basketball game. Part of basketball, I would say one of the most important parts of basketball is putting the biscuit in the basket. And the Celtics failed to do that for basically the entire final 8 minutes of this game. They finished this game with 90 points. You want to know how many points they had with 8 minutes and 27 seconds left? 84. They scored 6 points over the final 8.5 minutes. There's just no expectation of winning a basketball game when you're doing that. And now they're down 0-2 to the Knicks. I saw some stat on TNT that when the road team wins the first 2 games, they win like 97% of the time. They're going to go into MSG. It's going to be a fucking zoo. This is bad times. Joshua B., help me out here. Can't hear you, Josh.
I don't know if I can help you out, but I don't think it's for the reasons that you think it is. I guess I would say this. If your stat is right, that the 0-2 team wins 90% of the time or whatever the TNT stat is, then I guess we'll get a rematch of Pacers versus Knicks, and it'll be wonderful to see the Pacers kick the Knicks out of the playoffs just like they did last year. So maybe that's cheer. That helps a little bit. I'm disappointed as well. I think I'm disappointed for a different reason though than you and maybe most of the fans. I don't really care that KP was minus 11. I don't care even a little bit. I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Our offense moves best when we share the ball, when the ball whips around. To do that, you need Kristaps Porzingis on the floor. I get it that Al Horford is more trusting. I get it that we trust Al Horford more. I get it that Al Horford has played better defense and has looked better recently. He simply does not space the floor or do the kind of damage when he's rolling that Kristaps Porzingis does. Now, the reason that everybody wants Kristaps Porzingis off the floor is that he's not rolling. But this is how you knock the rust off. Right.
I think the issue is he can't breathe, Joshua B. He's got an inability to breathe.
Well, he's got to take a nebulizer. He's got to take albuterol or something. My goodness, man. Like the Celtics, either the Celtics training staff has to get out there and give him like an inhaler or something, or like just go see a fucking doctor. But I don't think that's it, right? I don't think that's it because it's like in the third quarter, we looked our best. When we got up to 18, 20 points and Jason Tatum threw that behind the backer to Kristaps Porzingis and he drained the three, that's the Celtics that you root for. That's the Celtics that can win the championship. And to go away from the pick and pop because, hey, man, Kristaps Porzingis has a stuffy nose. That's bullshit. It's nonsense. That's not how you play basketball. That's not how you make decisions. No, the way you make decisions if you're Joe Mazzulla is, let's just do our 2 quick fouls really quickly. Let's go real quick. Let's get them into the bonus as fast as we can.
Yeah, I didn't understand the hack-a-mitts just to get them into the bonus. It's not like it even ended up mattering because then we fouled Cat and Brunson. Although I don't know if Drew's... Do you think the foul on Drew, like in the final seconds on Brunson, was a shooting foul, or he just went to the line because it was a foul? I didn't really get the hack-a-mitch there because, like, it doesn't make sense to hack-a-mitch if you're not going to be sending him to the line. You're basically just picking up fouls and putting your team in the bonus. Yeah. That didn't make sense. I thought Kristaps was okay. He made that 1-3. He did not really do much with his. He only took. How many shots did Kristaps take? He only took 5 shots in this game. I guess he was 3 for 5, but like 2 of those were just dunks on air balls. And so I don't know. It was most impressive. He didn't really do much with his post-up work.
Yeah, I mean, he only had 5 minutes in the first half. So yeah, it makes sense that he only shot the ball 5 times all game as long as he's only going to play 5 minutes.
I mean, the first 3 quarters were not the issue. It's really the 8 minutes where they scored 6 points and only had 2 field goals. Like
that's the big picture. Even bigger than that, Jam. I so rarely disagree with you. I more often just want to ask you a question and bounce out. But this time, the bigger issue is that if you don't trust your 7'4" Latvian guy that you're going to trade over the summer, you are simply not going to have the horses. Al Horford is 38 years old. He just can't play 30 minutes a game. Luke Cornett, he's awesome. No one's arguing with that. For like 15 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game, to sit there and to just exclude Kristaps Porzingis because, hey, man, Mikal Bridges is out there. That's how you lose. That's the bigger picture.
But they got a wide open look from Al Horford who didn't make it. They got a wide open look from Jason Tatum who didn't make it. Like the offense was fine. They had the Knicks in rotation. They're on a short roll. They had Jaylen Brown have a wide open look. For like that 4 minutes from the 8-minute mark to the 4-minute mark, they had good offense. The process was okay. They just didn't knock down shots. Then things got scary. Things were like, oh, the Knicks are coming back. This is going to be bad. And then the offense kind of got ugly. And it's just not like Jason Tatum, I think, just needs to be able to punish Jalen Brunson. And like, I thought he didn't do that. He took, how many shots was his Jason Tatum fadeaway jumpers instead of Jason Tatum just kind of like going up strong? He had 1 possession where he went absolutely through Mikal Bridges. I think that was in the third quarter. And then other than that, he's not really like playing to contact. Not that necessarily like drawing the foul is, they were letting him play tonight. Like not a lot of free throws on either side, but you just, especially in a game where you don't have it going, I feel like relying on a fadeaway jumper is just not a way to get sustainable offense. And the problem is there's just not an easy, like, in
No,
the
you're
way
right.
that they're attacking switches, there's no easy buckets there.
You're
They
right.
don't
There's
have
no
plays
easy
they
buckets.
run.
When Jason Tatum sees a Jalen Brunson falling down right inside the paint and decides to settle for a wide open three, there is no easy way to attack that. It's not like you could just jump over Jalen Brunson and just slam the ball down. No, they insisted on doing the same thing they did. Literally, Reggie Miller called it out. I freaking hate Reggie Miller, by the way. Like, he literally called it out. It was a carbon copy. The end of that game was a carbon copy from the end of from the end of game one, where we just started missing shots and started missing threes. And it really does suck tonight. I say to you this. I say to all the Celtics fans this. Both things can be true, that you have a negative feeling tonight and that the offensive process was wonderful. So I'm actually disagreeing with you, Jam. Getting the open shots is still happening. So the combined margin here for both losses is 4 points, right? 3 in game one in tonight. So the idea that the Celtics can't come back from down 0-2 when the margin is only 4 points is also kind of ludicrous. And if you go into New York and you win both games in the mighty Madison Square Garden, then all of a sudden, where are we? We're at a tie series with home court advantage. I do think the Celtics still have it, but I think it is going to rely on everybody playing as a team, everybody trusting each other. And that's what you had last year. Heck, you saw glimpses of it tonight with our defense. When we all trust each other to be in the right place and we all trust each other to make the best shot, we work. And we just simply can't fall in to this trap of iso ball. And whatever Tibbs is doing, whatever adjustments the Knicks have made, they have found that the Celtics have found themselves succumbing to this isolation basketball. I usually end this on a question, so I will ask it to you. I think this is the first time I've asked you this in like 3 years. What adjustments can the Celtics make going forward to even up this series with the next 2 games in Madison Square Garden? Thanks, guys.
I feel like, I don't know, background. I feel like you probably feel a similar way, right? But like the tough thing here is like you said, the offense actually looked, outside of missing all the shots, the offense actually like looked good in the fourth. I think that's why there was such a stunned reaction from most people here, and from myself, because like they were doing it felt like they were doing everything they were supposed to do, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah, I mean, they got to run the make shots play. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I don't even think that it was like they got to make better reads at the rim. Like when they do decide to drive it, like Jalen had some pretty fucking sloppy turnovers. But looking at the fourth quarter, they only had 2 turnovers in the fourth. They just missed a bunch of shots. And so they were 2 for 11 from deep. Peyton Pritchard hit both of them. And that was just in the start of the fourth, but they had 24 shots. So more like 13 of their shots were from 2. And so Al Horford took 6 shots, 4 from 2. That's probably problematic. But Tatum was trying to go to the rim. Jalen was trying to get to the rim. And it just like and that's the thing. Jalen was so good in the first half at like getting into the paint and like just being in the mid range that the formula, like it's going to be hard for the Celtics to score in the playoffs. I feel like we saw this last year where the offense and Jason Tatum were not very good, but they won games by just being a better defensive team and then having late game execution. They're doing the great. Like I thought they played phenomenal defense for the first, I would say I was going to say first 3 quarters, but the defense was not great in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter, but they got enough to be up. And they really held the Knicks to like pretty low scoring totals, 13 points in the first quarter, 20 points in the third quarter. Like this was a low scoring game. And it's not like the Knicks were amazing on offense. They only shot 43%. It's just the Celtics shot 36%. And again, 25% from 3. And so I think they did a better job of like, let's not just get totally 3 happy, but they're still a team that's built on 3-point shooting and built on making open 3-point shots. And they just, again, didn't fall. So the adjustment is to run the make open shots play. And yeah. Do I think the Celtics can go into New York and win both of these games? Absolutely, because they make shots and they seem to play better on the road. They make, instead of shooting 25% from three, if they shoot 30% from three, or if they have a crazy game where they even shoot 35% from three, if they shoot less like what their average is this season, they should be winning these games by like 8 or 9 or 10 points. And then we won't be having these conversations. It just so happens 2 games in a row, they shat the bed twice in the fourth quarter, basically in the exact same manner, and it's annoying.
Yeah, and to your point about the defense, right? Like, if you had told me going into this game that the Knicks were only going to score 91 points, I'd be like, okay, great, so the Celtics are going to win, right? Like there's not that many games this season where the Celtics are held to 90. Never mind, yeah, it feels insane. I still feel like shocked. I feel like I was watching bizarro basketball for the fourth quarter because it just made no sense. Like they were doing everything right and nothing was working.
It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. I'm not gonna do junk. We got a new "Let's Go Motherfucking Celtics" song. I'm gonna play that because it might pump up my spirits. But that's how we're gonna end it. Let's see what the latest we have is.
Let's go. Let's go, you motherfucking Celtics. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Motherfucking Celtics, let's go. Let's go, Celtics. I said, let's go. Let's go, you motherfucking Celtics. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You motherfucking Celtics, let's go. Okay, now, I cannot fucking wait to beat these dicks who we all fucking hate. Let's go, Celtics. So if you're not a dork, sing it with me, motherfucker, New York. And let's go, Celtics. I said, let's go. Let's go, you motherfucking Celtics. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Motherfucking Celtics, let's go. Let's go, Celtics.
I think that was the gratuitous swearing and New York hatred we need, taking us into a pivotal game 3. I said the game was a must win. Game 3 is a definite must win. Because if I have to walk out of the Madison Square Garden on Saturday afternoon with the bing bongers out there, I'm going to be furious. So for my own dignity, please do it. This has been Still Poddable, folks. Thanks to the people who watched it. I doubt anyone's even listening to this, but if you did listen, if you did tune in, we appreciate the support. Well, I'm curious to see what the hell B-Rob and J King are going to say about this, but that'll be tomorrow. For Sean, I was going to call you John Gautier because my name's Jam, but that's not my real name. It starts with S. That was my one piece of junk, and it felt like important to mention it now. I'm not going to let you say any response to that, though. Thanks for listening, folks. This fucking sucks.
Still Poddable, still Poddable. The Boston, still Poddable, still Poddable.
Oh, yeah. Slow down from eating and drinking and all that wild stuff.